Good evening and welcome to Sportsline. We're here every Tuesday night before the ball game. I'm Dan Taylor, and tonight my guest John Quinn. He's the head football coach at Central Bucks East, and Mike Carey, the assistant head football coach at Central Bucks West. We're going to talk about it, believe it or not, the East-West football game. They played it on Saturday night, and was it Friday night? Saturday night. Saturday night you played that ball game. We're going to talk about it. You'll be seeing that game coming up right after Sportsline. Talk about the game, talk about the two seasons, talk about West heading into the playoffs coming up this weekend. That and your phone calls, and they are welcome on Sportsline coming up.
For years, the friendly and knowledgeable staff of Jim Jewelers has been helping you select the...
And we're back on Sportsline. Remember, your phone calls are welcome for these gentlemen. If you have a question about Central Bucks East, Central Bucks West, the district playoffs coming up, we'll be talking about that. And your phone calls welcome a little bit later on in the show. Start with John Quinn. John, your thoughts on your second season wrapping up. Did you see improvement? Was there progress made in some areas?
There's a lot of progress made in a lot of areas. We felt real strong about the attitude of the kids. We felt that they improved tremendously throughout the season and worked through some really tough times, through some tough adversity, and overcame some good, some really difficult situations.
Now you think about next year already. You're working on that?
Oh yeah. At this point, we have to work on next year. We're trying to wrap up, our season from this point as far as getting equipment and evaluating film and things like that, and then then we start right into the weight program and get ready for next year.
When you say evaluate film, I mean, the season's over, what are you looking for when you look at the films?
Well, evaluation of players that are coming back to see where we can help ourselves and help them, and also evaluate what we were doing scheme-wise, offensively and defensively, kicking-wise, to see where we can make improvements along those lines as well.
Where do you want to make improvements offensively?
Offensively, as far as our schemes, I think that we're doing the right things scheme-wise. I think that at this point we have to try to get our kids stronger and bigger and that sort of thing so we can compete in this league.
What do you have coming back next year?
Well, offensively, we have a number of kids coming back. Brian Taylor, our fullback, will be back. Jason Carabin, one of our running backs. And we have a lot of other kids who had part-time help on the offense that we feel will be major players, along with Brett Shaw as a tight end.
Young team?
Very young team next year.
Now, is that going to hinder you, or feel that you maybe get some players that would be able to, develop and help you?
Well, next year it may hinder us, but I think that in the future that we should, after going through some growing pains next year, we should be okay.
Mm-hmm. Mike Carey, your thoughts on the season? Now it's not done. You have a game coming up Friday night, but your thoughts on your season to date? Pleased with what has occurred? Everybody you talk to says, this isn't your typical West team. It's a lot different than some of the clubs in the past.
Well, I'd have to actually surprising is a word that comes to mind. We went into the season expecting to have a very good team. We had a lot of returning lettermen on the defense back, and we had some key people back on the offense. We took it on the chin early. We've had some adversity within the team, and since that point, we've steadily gotten better. And the last 3 or 4 weeks of the season, we played our three toughest opponents, Council Rock, Pennsbury, and East. And I think each week we got a little better, and I think that's the mark of a good team, somebody that's peaking at the end of the year. And that's where we feel we're at this point.
We have a phone call on Sportsline, and let's go to the phones. Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
How you doing? George from Chalfont.
Hi, how are you, George?
All right, how are you?
Good. What's your question?
For Coach from CBW West.
Carey.
Carey. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
An old player of yours, Anthony Ventresca. I watched him the other day, and I wanted to know what your opinion was and how you think he's doing at Del Valle.
Anthony was a great player at CB West, one of our strongest players ever. Bench close to 400 pounds, and just did a great job for us. Obviously, at Del Valle, he's doing a fine job. He just completed his season against Lycoming. I know he was a fifth-year senior, and he was a real overachiever as a player.
Okay, thank you for the phone call. John Quinn, the East-West game being played before Thanksgiving this year, which was unusual for a lot of fans. Did it take any of the luster out of it from your first year when you were involved, or is it a matter of just two teams going at it, two neighborhood rivals?
Well, I think when you're playing West, it doesn't matter when you play. I think that from a player's perspective and a coach's perspective, there really is no difference in the time as far as when the game is played. From a community standpoint, that may be a different viewpoint, but from the player's standpoint and coaches, you know, we just like to get up there and play against them.
Your team was on a roll when you were heading into that game. What were your keys? What did you feel the key was going into that game against West?
Well, we felt we had to establish something offensively and be able to try to hold them up a little bit on defense, and you know, those things didn't eventuate, but we felt that going in, if we could get some things established with our ground game, that you know, we could have some success.
All right, let's go to the phones for Coach Quinn or Coach Carey. You're on Sportsline. Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Bob, and I'm from Warrington.
Hi, Bob.
For Coach Carey, last year when they played Coatesville never threw a pass, never ran wide. They did it all year. We got Coatesville again. They haven't thrown a pass. They haven't run wide. Are we going to do a defense that'll stop them this time?
Well, I think we have a little different breed of cat playing on our defense this year as opposed to last year. They were mostly juniors, and to a man, we were about 20 or 25 pounds lighter than we are this year. Are we going to make them or force them to throw a pass? That would be a nice thing to happen and to occur. We just went down and scouted them last week. They're the biggest high school team I've seen in a long time. Average probably 245 across the front with a 230-pound fullback and a great tailback. We're going to do our best. We feel a little more comfortable having played them one time prior to this game, and we feel we know them a little bit more. But again, it's going to come down, can we tackle them and can we block them on offense?
Thank you very much for the call, Coach Quinn. We were talking, you said Coatesville must be something else because you saw Downingtown play Pennsbury, do the job on Pennsbury, and then Coatesville did the job on Downingtown. What are your thoughts on this ball game?
Well, not having seen Coatesville, it's really tough to evaluate. You know, obviously, you know, Coach Carey and the West staff have, but having seen Downingtown play early in the year against Pennsbury, that Downingtown just absolutely dominated them, and you know, then Coatesville goes out and does the exact same thing to Downingtown. So Coatesville has to be a real special team.
Let's go to the phones once again. Good evening. You're on Sportsline. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Hello. Good evening.
Yeah, this is Tom from Chalfont. I have actually first a question for Coach Carey, and then I want Coach Quinn to answer the same question. Out of the seniors on this year's team, how many are going to get Division I scholarships? And then coming on next year's team, how many seniors you looking at that are potential Division I or Division II players?
All right. Coach Carey?
Well, CB West, we are fortunate to have a few guys, a few young men that are being wooed by Division I schools at this moment. Of course, most of you have heard of Todd Velitis, also Jason Katusa. Those two come to mind right away. Mike Kandera and Jason Williamson are in that 1AA Division II range. Next year we have a few offensive linemen that might be courted, but this year we have those two top guys, Gattuso and Velitis.
Coach Quinn?
Well, we don't have anyone being recruited by Division I schools. We have a couple kids that I think that are definitely capable of playing in the 1AA and Division II level, and that's Steve Burley and Joe Carlin. I also feel that Christian Vigna and Matt Walker are capable of playing at the Division II level.
Mm-hmm. Division I and Division II and Division III. Coach Quinn, part of your job is talking to these scouts and coaches that come in. But can you have any influence on a player, or do you feel it's your job to kind of lead them in the direction when you see that Division I's may be looking at them, but you think they just might not be able to handle it either from size-wise or just the maturity level?
Yeah, well, what I try to do is I try to give the kids an awareness of where I think they should be. Talking to the parents, give them an idea of what they're capable of playing, ask them what they want to get into. They want to get into a situation where they may be on a great football team but never play, never get on the field at all, or would they like to play, and then try to give them an honest evaluation. And also the college coaches coming in, they're going to tell us as well, and we get feedback from them, and they'll be able to tell us what they think, because we may underestimate or overestimate a kid, and they'll be able to come in and give us some different opinions.
All right, we have a phone call. Let's go to the phones. You're on Sportsline. Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello? All right. We don't have a phone call, but I think we have to take a break here on Sportsline. We'll be back with your phone calls and more for Coach Quinn and Coach Gary. We're back on Sportsline. Mike Carey, assistant head football coach at Central Bucks West, and John Quinn, maybe someday the head coach, who knows, and John Quinn, the head football coach at Central Bucks East, joining us tonight, talking about the East and West football, and the game's coming up in just a couple of minutes. Mike Carey, you played Coatesville last year, playing again this year. How much of an advantage is that? You mentioned that you have seen them before, but how much of an advantage is that?
Well, I think it's a slight advantage, just that we feel more comfortable with the schemes they do offensively, and also they run a multiple 6 defense, which not a lot of teams in our league run, and they crowd everybody up against the ball with one guy deep. So in essence, they have 10 guys within 4 yards of the ball that all can run and all are big. So you got to change your blocking scheme slightly and try to do a couple different things offensively, maybe throw short or throw quicker. But we feel more comfortable this year, definitely. We also feel we're the underdog. We're a little looser than we were last year, being expected to probably win the District 1 championship coming off that state title.
Is it any different this year, the fact that last year you played the week before Thanksgiving, you had the East-West game on Thanksgiving. This year when you found out that if you won you'd be heading into the playoffs, did it make it any different in preparation for East, or was it business as usual?
No, it didn't make any difference at all. We concentrated 100% on East. We didn't even know we'd had the opportunity, or we're going to have an opportunity until Tuesday or Wednesday of last week to possibly get into the district championship. We knew we had to beat East, and all of our 100% of our effort went into that. And last year, we had 100% effort going into Coatesville. It was a little difficult last year getting prepared for East, for 4 or 5 days. But as far as this year, not at all.
What was the key for you heading into this ball game against Central Bucks East last weekend? What did you feel that you had to do?
Well, quite frankly, we didn't think we could stop them defensively. And when I went out and it started raining that day, around 5:30, we got even more concerned because I had personally seen East against William Tennant a couple of weeks prior, and they moved the ball very well in that type of conditions. And we just felt the key was our defense stopping their offense. They do so many things well, so much misdirection, and they have the athletes to provide that misdirection with good speed. In essence, maybe the ground hurt them a little more than it hurt us at the end of the game, and reflecting back on that.
Think so, John?
I think so. I think the size differential really was a difference in the game, and the fact that the sloppy conditions we were used to. It's not something that we haven't had before. I don't think we've had more than 3 or 4 games in the last 2 years on our field on both our fields that have been dry. So we've been used to that. But I thought the size factor really was difficult for us to try to get some movement on people, especially their defensive front. I thought those kids played an excellent game up front and just really dominated us.
All right, phone call here on Sportsline. Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Matt in Warrington.
Hi, Matt.
How you doing?
Good.
My question's for Coach Carey. In the quarterback position this year, you seem to have a good balance with the running attack and with the quarterback also doing a share of running. But my question is, will he be putting the ball in the air a little bit more, throwing the ball in the next couple of weeks?
Well, I hope it goes on for the next couple of weeks. I wish Coach Pettin was here to answer that. He calls all the offensive plays. I know Coach is a gentleman who always likes to take what you give him. We feel right now at this moment our running game is our strong point and our strong suit, and we feel as Ben gets more experience, we'll put the ball in the air a little more. We are very pleased with Ben at quarterback at this point, although his inexperience at times has hindered him and kept us from throwing as much as we like to throw. We like to throw at least 15 times a game at West, and we probably haven't matched that too often this year. But on the other side of the coin, we've been running the ball fairly well.
Okay, thank you very much for the phone call on Sportsline, and your phone calls are welcome for Coach Quinn and Coach Carey. Mike, your thoughts on, or John, I should say, your thoughts on Central Bucks West. Did they really surprise you in this game in any way, or was it, pretty much what you expected? Did they come out and do what you thought they would do from the start?
I really think they played their best game of the year. They played well, like Mike had said before. The last 3 or 4 games they played very, very well. And when I looked at the film, they just flat out dominated us. And I thought that kids like Velitis played an exceptional game. A lot more on offense than I figured he would. I thought he did I knew he was a great defensive player, but I thought he did an exceptional job as tight end and blocking, and I thought the running backs did a great job as well. I thought Jason Williamson did a real nice job running the ball, and Snyder did a nice job of throwing the ball. And when you get all those things put together, it's they're a force.
It works, right? Okay, let's go to the phones. We have a call. Good evening. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
Hello,
Hello.
this is Steve.
Hi, Steve. How are you?
Okay, I just want to ask Coach a question.
Go ahead.
Do you think do you think you look like Beavis?
Coach Quinn, let me ask you, and the same question for Mike in just a moment, but Coach Quinn, the conference you play in, people talk about, try to compare conferences and best in the state. What do you think of the conference you play in?
I think it's an exceptional conference. When you don't have any easy opponents at all. Every week you have to get fired up, and if you try to take one of them lightly, you're going to get hammered. I really believe that on any given day, the old adage that people can beat you. I think that at this point of the year, there's some teams that started out real well, and you look now, some of the top teams like Pennsbury, and I think North Penn is an exceptional team at this time of the year. I think they've really come on the last 3 or 4 games. West is peaking now as well. All those teams, Norristown is an exceptional team. You can just go right down the list, and there are some very good football teams that you really cannot take for granted at all.
Mm-hmm. Coach Carey?
I got to concur. I went to college out in the Pittsburgh area, at University of Pittsburgh, and those people out there think that the Whippeal and that area is the hotbed of high school football, and I'll grant them that it's a great football area. But the college coaches that come in repeatedly in the last couple of years have said that the Suburban 1, the Power 10, is the top conference in the league, and I think this year justifies that with, I think there's almost 15 Division I prospects in the league alone.
Mm-hmm.
I think that says a lot for the league.
Did the question kind of get answered a couple of years ago when East finally met West in a state championship game, do you think?
Well, maybe for that given year.
For that given year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Coach Quinn, I just want to jump back one game to the Tennant game before you played West. Now, last year they had beaten you. Was that discussed at all during the week heading into that game?
Oh,
Came out with a big
we
win.
would never discuss anything that happened. Yeah, obviously it had an impact from the previous year. We just felt the previous year we had gotten a lot of injuries the week before against the Chamonix that year, and that it hurt going into that particular game, and we quite honestly did not play well, and our kids wanted to make a point that it wasn't going to happen again this year, and we have been coming on. We've been playing better, and we played a real good game against them.
Mm-hmm. Is it the case and back to the conference that really a team has to get on a roll from the beginning, and be solid and steady every week? You think?
Well, it certainly helps.
Mm-hmm.
If you can do that all season long, then certainly you're going to be a conference champ. But I think in this league that sometimes you can get out with 1, maybe 2 losses, for your champion. Because of the fact that it is such a competitive conference.
Mm-hmm. Coach Carey, do you agree with that? That you have to maybe get on that roll. It helps, but are there other factors too?
Well, I think that the biggest factor that we emphasize is staying focused week to week. We do not look ahead, and if you're doing this in this league, you're going to get knocked off that particular week. I don't know of a league where you face so many diversified offenses, from the Delaware to the run and shoot to the power eye to the, teams that throw real well, and Norristown and Abington throwing the bone against you. We try to stay focused week to week, not look ahead, and we know everybody's going to play West like it's their game of the season, so we have to be prepared.
You lost to Norristown to begin the season. How much did things change after that? Obviously, you stayed focused the rest of the way, but what was a turning point that week, or what was talked about after the game?
I think the biggest turning point was that just everybody was disappointed in themselves, from the coaching staff down through the players. We weren't happy. Obviously, we're not used to losing, and we don't like it. And we just made a commitment, our seniors did, along with our staff. We were going to work a little harder and not take things for granted, and not feel that we're going to show up and be West and win. And we worked hard in practice, focused on the next game we got to win. And then we evaluated the films again, and we saw a lot of mistakes and tried to improve on them. And I think the big thing is our guys just started getting into it.
Mm-hmm. I guess one of the things too, John, is you have to keep a club healthy for the whole season. Focus is all well and good, but you got to keep people healthy.
Absolutely. Well, first it helps to have talent. Once you have talent, then you got to try to get them focused, keep them healthy and motivated and those kinds of things, then you know, hopefully the breaks will come your way. There's a lot of things, there's a lot of variables that can are thrown in there. You have eligibility policies, you have injuries, all, you know, deaths in family. There's all sorts of things that you know, can redirect your attentions.
Mm-hmm. And also, I guess, staying healthy, but depth helps.
Well, depth really helps. You know, 1990, I believe it was the year I said to Coach Penn, I said, this might be the best West team we ever had. And we went in by the second game of the season, we had lost 7 seniors, 3 of them to knee injuries, and we ended up, I believe, 7-4 that year. So, as John's saying, there's a little bit of luck that goes along. There's such great size in this league that sometimes as coaches, and I know it must happen with John, that when you see these big pile-ups or big hits, you often cringe and hope that your player gets up. And we've been fortunate this year. We had one major injury to our quarterback early in the year, and he got healthy, and since he returned, we've been on a roll.
How about next year coming back? You have a nice squad, nice nucleus returning?
Offensively, we feel pretty comfortable. We have 5 offensive linemen coming back. Our quarterback and our running back, who we think is just turning into being a very, very fine little high school running back. Defensively, we're going to have to rework the whole defense. It's basically seniors.
All right, we're on Sportsline on this Tuesday evening, and your calls are welcome if you have a question for the coaches. We'll be back with more in just a moment. We're back on Sportsline on this Tuesday evening. Coming up, the East-West football game. John Quinn from Central Bucks East, Mike Carey from Central Bucks West joining me. Mike, your thoughts as the week of preparation continues for the district playoff. What is the program? Is it the same that you've done throughout the year?
Yeah, we're not changing very much at this time of the season. You know, you don't want to put a lot of new things in. We only really have yesterday, today, tomorrow, and Thursday, 4 days to get prepared for Coachville. We didn't have a lot of time to enjoy the victory over East. We watched the film as a team on Monday night, and things are back to normal. Things are back to normal. We worked real hard. We've had 2 real good days. Our kids are very excited about getting the opportunity and in anticipation of a great game.
John, as a member of the Suburban 1 conference, are you pleased to see that a representative from the conference is heading into the district playoffs?
I think you know, it's been kind of echoed already that you know, the strength of this conference and how tough it is, and it's nice to see a representative there, and I hope they do well.
All right, John Quinn, thank you very much. Central Bucks East. And Mike Carey, thank you very much, and good luck this weekend as you head into the district playoffs. I want to remind you that next Tuesday, after Sportsline, you can see the West Coatesville playoff game here on Suburban Community Television. And continuing with our Thanksgiving.
Matt Baggett, Sean Lenz, Rob Sweat, Mike Morelli, Bo Dennis, Bill Borenson, Greg and Sean Moylan, Bob Branch, Dave DiRoberto, Thad Brennan, Frank Case, Todd Norley, John Ricca, and Woody Gilbert. Just some of the names that have made the Central Bucks East, Central Bucks West matchup, the stuff that legends are made of. And on a rainy November night, the 25th chapter of this storied rivalry will be written as the Bucks and Patriots clash once again. Coming up next, Central Bucks East, Central Bucks West football. Tonight, the Central Bucks West Bucks take on the Central Bucks East Patriots here at War Memorial Field in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, in the 25th renewal of this storied rivalry. Hello again, everyone. I'm Bob Friedman. Along with me, Central Bucks East finest Tommy White. Tommy, first game I can ever remember that not being played on Thanksgiving other than snow delays. It's being played because of the playoffs, and it looks like they're paying for it weather-wise tonight.
Yeah, you know, I've thought about it, how I was going to comment on this. I've thought all day about it, and life is about change. Things change all the time, and you have to go with the change. The programs, it's the best for the programs because of the district playoffs. It's going to put the programs out there in the future as far as recruiting and for a lot of reasons that favor the kids. So I think it's a good idea to move the game. You know, the tradition will still continue. It just won't be on Thanksgiving Day.
Well, traditions are nothing lasts forever. And of course, West, it works out well for them because with the losses by Quakertown and the losses by Ridley, a win puts them in the playoff picture against Coatesville. Now, as you're talking, the CB West team was introduced. CB East is about to be introduced. Of course, this year, East is the home team. They will be in the near stands. And East is about to be introduced coming off the right side. It's going to be a tough game for East. It's been a long year for them. They've had some big wins. Had a big win last week. Coming off that, what do they need to do to contain West?
Well, they got to play good defense, like anything, especially on a wet night. You don't want to turn the ball over, and that goes for both teams. I think if you look at the end of the game, the team that turns the ball over the least is going to be the team that's going to be on top.
Tommy, you of course have played in this game. You played in a couple of times. What goes through your head? This is more than just a game. This is against guys you've been playing against all your life.
All the kids come up. They come up through Warrington AA, Lenape Valley. They play together. They just got done playing the Lenape Hollycon game the other day. We'll talk about that later. It's like playing your brother. You don't want to lose. So you put your best forward tonight, and whoever's the best usually ends up on top.
And of course, this pregame show is brought to you by Villa Capri, 51 West Court Street, Doylestown, Pennsylvania. As I've been saying all season long, the Monday special, 2 large pies, $9.99, the best deal for the best pizza in Doylestown. It is a rainy evening. It's not a torrential rain, although they are predicting the showers to be heavier. We saw what that did a week ago or so in the North Penn game. This field is very much the same. They play soccer on this field. They play, both East and West play their home games on this field. And this field right now in the middle is pretty well bare. You see the shot right there. It looks like soup. Did you have a chance to walk on the field at all, Tom?
I didn't have a chance, but I was coming in. I did see it up close. It is very wet, much like the field we saw the other week against North Penn Council Rock. And again, it's going to be a back that's hot, a Barley, a Billy Lowe, somebody like that that's really going to get a feel and have maybe a hot run real early that might dominate this game.
Hey, talk about we talked about District 1 playoffs. Quakertown lost, was upset big time by Hatboro Horsham. Solderton beat Plymouth Whitemarsh 13-12. Ridley lost to Strathaven 35-7, which kind of showed, not to down Ridley, but they played a pretty cake schedule, playing a lot of 3A teams rather than 4A. They come up against a tough Strathaven team, and they get buried. A couple of facts about this series, Tommy.
Well, the interesting thing that I happened to go through some of the facts that the Intel put together. Really did a nice job, Tom Moore and his staff.
Always do.
Putting together some of the old-time stuff, and the statistics were...
Well, we'll get into the statistics momentarily. We're going to take a break while they have the national anthem.
For years.
And we are back at War Memorial Field, Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Bob Friedman along with Tom White for the splendor and the historic significance, if you will, of the CB West CB East football game. Tom, you're talking about some facts that the Intel had put together. We'll touch on that briefly.
Well, East has won this game twice and tied once. 1979, 1983, the tie was in 88. In both the wins, East was ahead at halftime. And in the game that they tie, it was a tie at halftime. Just an interesting fact to keep in mind as we go ahead here into the game.
Of course, we also remember the tie, the field goal that just went wide left after a great sack of Morelli on the play in 88. And then the 8-7 game also with a 2-point conversion with 1:15 to go in the game. So we'll be going talking about facts throughout the game. Just little things that have been put together by both Tom and by the Intel, and they do such a great job every
Do
year.
a real good job.
But a reminder as we get up toward the kickoff, this kickoff is sponsored by KMC Sports, located at the Four Seasons Mall in New Hope, Pennsylvania, featuring logo products. Licensed logo products for National Football League, Major League Baseball, NCAA, NBA, and the NHL. A wide variety of over 600 caps in stock and more. If you want one-stop shopping for all your sporting needs, call KMC Sports 862-3121. Well, West will be kicking off to East. Of course, the CB West kicker, John Yencha, back deep for East. Number 21, that's Kelly Morishita, is on one side. And it looks like Jason Carabin is deep on the other side. See how much this weather affects it as I have it set up at the left hash mark. We're all set to go for the 25th renewal of this storied rivalry as Yensha approaches it, hits the ball, a high sailing kickoff to Morishita, back at the 5. He drops, picks it up at the 1. He'll take it out. He's to the 5, and he may not get to the 10. He cuts outside. No! West pursuit terrific as he was unable to get outside of the 10-yard line. He's dropped at about the 7, and that is where East takes off. Not a good start for East.
Ball's wet. Kelly does an attempt to try to catch the ball over his head. Maybe, again, not to second guess him real early, step ahead of that ball, let it go over your head, and take over the ball on the 20-yard line. Nonetheless, they got the ball 1st and 10, just inside the 10.
Joe Carlin will bring him up over center. And they move into a single setback, and that's Tom Haupt behind Carlin. Handoff goes to Haupt, and Haupt will take it out over the 10-yard line to about the 12. 5-yard gain on the carry. See, that's Brian Taylor. My apologies. I'm looking at Haupt, looking at the West roster. I'm already doing it. Brian Taylor, of course, number 12. We will get that corrected.
Taylor, a junior, having a big year, had a big game against Neshaminy.
Gain of 5 on the play, make it 2nd down and 5. A lot of shifting around. Single setback. The handoff goes underneath again to Taylor, and he'll take it out close to 1st down territory. They're getting good yardage on quick hitting plays on the first 2 plays of the game.
Yeah, running behind Billy West and Tim Barno. Good surge early for East, and that's a 1st down of the game.
Well, let's not forget Matt Walker, who was player of the game last week in the big win over Tennant. 1st and 10.
Matt's had a big year, made some big plays.
1st and 10, ball just shy of the 25-yard line, just underway in the East-West game. A handoff will go, hand it around to Burley. Burley's got some room on the right side, takes it out to about the 25-yard line. I mentioned it was at the 25, it was at the 20. He takes it out for 5 yards to the 25-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play, make it 2nd and 5. So they've moved the ball out from the shadow of the goalpost very nicely as East.
Good tackle by Dave Roberts. Good angle on Barrowly and able to take him out of bounds after a real good run by Barrowly.
All right, single setback right now. Now they'll shift out of it. Dunn moves over to the right side, and Taylor moves into the backfield. Deep handoff, though, goes to Burley from his wingback spot. Takes it out. The ball's on the ground, but it's jumped on by East. As getting on it was Bill West. Ball was stripped loose, and that's what they're going to be doing. They're going to be stripping that ball. It's a wet football tonight.
Interesting, East has started out, has run the ball, pulling Billy West. And here you're going to see it. Watch Billy West. You're going to see him. Here he comes, number 64, out leading the play. Gets a good block there on Honnessy. Honnessy does a nice job to shed the block and make the tackle, but it's going to be close as they're going to come in to measure for the 1st down here.
Well, they had the 1st down if he had held onto the ball. Of course, the ball came loose. West, however, jumped on it. He's going to be very close. Looks like he may be just a touch shy, or if he has it, barely by the nose of the ball. They pull it, and he's just shy. It'll be 3rd down and a chain link to go. So make it 3rd down with 10:08 to go in the 1st quarter. No score. East, with the first possession of the game, has already moved to 1 1st down. Is about 6 inches shy of another 1st down. And I wouldn't be surprised if Carlin calls his own number, big, strong kid.
Yeah, what you want to do is get the 1st down and then start over, reset the sticks and maybe open it up a little bit, but it's a wet night. I think East is just trying to see what West is going to do defensively here on this 1st series.
They want to get the chains reset. Going to hold them up. Looking at the lights, it does not appear to be raining right now, or if it is, it's just a fine mist. But it did rain hard a little bit earlier. All right, 3rd down and just inches. Carlin takes it himself, and Carlin's got the 1st down and then some. Joe Carlin just went right over the middle of his line. Gets a 1st down, they'll move the sticks, get a fresh 4, and at the 31-yard line, East will get another 4 downs. We'll see what happens. 9:45 to go 1st quarter, no score. East with the ball at their own 30-yard line, just outside the 31-yard line. Carlin rolling, looking, Little shovel pass, can't get it, does get it? No, it's incomplete. Was intended, I believe, for Carabin, but it fell harmlessly incomplete as good pressure put on by West.
Yeah, Billy Lampin, defensive end, number 66. Good job fighting to the outside, not letting Carlin square his shoulders to throw a good pass. He was in his face all the way. Carabin really couldn't get his feet. But again, I think Lampin makes a big defensive play to make Carlin throw it away.
Make it 2nd down and 10, ball still at the 30-yard line. Now they shift again. Single setback in Taylor. And they'll have the counter play as the wingback Burley comes in, but West will have none of that, and they bring him down for a loss, it appears, of about 1.
That's a little wrinkle East likes to run at you. They'll show motion away with the wing back and then run the other wing back inside. It's Scissors. Their Gattuso, good job staying home, steps up in the hole and is able to wrap him up for the loss.
As you take a look at this, now they've been having a lot of success early with the quick hitting plays. Now they're trying the deeper handoffs in the backfield and the sprint outs. It doesn't seem to be working as well early on. 3rd down, you have an obvious passing down. It's 3rd down and 12. Ball at the 28-yard line. In motion, Carabin. Back to pass. Carlin looks, he throws a little bit too high for Burley, who was open. He was surrounded by white shirts, but ball was a little bit overthrown. Had he caught the ball, he would have still been about 5 yards shy of the 1st down. So after getting 2 quick 1st downs, East drive stalls at their own 28-yard line, and they will be forced to punt. And going back deep will be Billy Lowe on single safety, at least for right now. And Joe Carlin is back in punt. Walker had been handling some of these duties earlier in the year.
Yeah, they've gone to Carlin. We saw him punt the last game we saw against him. I thought he did a pretty good job, and that's why he's back there punting.
So Joe Carlin back to punt. As I say, Billy Lowe in single safety. Good snap, kick is away. It's a low one. It's going to bounce on the east side of the field, roll across midfield, and just about land right at about the 50-yard line. And it is there that West will put the ball into play for the first time. So West will come on and put him while we have a moment. Reminder, get in the game this fall with Sportsline on Suburban Community Television. Hosted by local broadcast veteran Dan Taylor. Call in live and talk game strategy with local high school and college coaches. Sports experts, Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Channel 9. 1st and 10 for the Bucks, their first possession of the game. Quarterback, of course, is Ben Snyder, Bill Lowe, Brian Hannessy in the backfield. Flags will fly. This play will not count. We have a dead ball foul. Let's see what we have here. Somebody moved too early. And it is against West, so they start off going the wrong way. So just as East had problems on the opening kickoff, West starts by moving themselves back 5 yards. So now it'll be 1st down, 15 yards to go. The ball moved back to their own 45-yard line. With 8:12 to go in a scoreless first quarter, East had the first possession, moved to 2 first downs, and able to move after that. Carlin has just punted the ball away. West yet to run their first offensive play. Billy Lowe, backs are in the eye behind Ben Snyder. Billy Lowe, the tailback. And the handoff goes to Lowe, and he'll get about 2 on the carry. A little bit of confusion on the handoff, Tom.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was real short. Good stop by Gus Zimmerman. Let's talk about Gus Zimmerman. I went through some of the statistics and some of the things they had written up on him. Remember him last year, he started as a fullback, had reconstructive surgery of his knee. They call him Gus the Bus. He's playing defensive tackle and having a big year for East.
Second down, it was 1st and 15, 2nd and 13 yards to go. Backs again in the eye. In motion goes Kandera. Pitch goes to Billy Lowe behind Jason Williams' block. Takes it out over midfield into East territory. Gain of about 6 on the play. Make it 3rd down and 7.
Good play by Adam Radcliffe, a 9th grader starting for East. probably, I don't know when the last time they had a 9th grader start. It might be the first one ever.
That's
Does
a familiar
good job.
name.
Goes back, a lot of guys are from, it's like the Careys and the Dennises that have many brothers. The Radcliffes are the second coming of the clan of brothers to play for East and West.
Actually, gain of 7 on the play, so we'll make a 3rd down and 6 yards to go. The ball at the East 46-yard line. Jason Williamson and Bill Lower split behind Ben Snyder this time. Snyder doesn't see like what he sees, so he calls a timeout. They want to talk it over for a moment. While they have a timeout, let's take one ourselves. We'll be right back. And we are back at War Memorial Field, Doylestown, Pennsylvania. A little uncharacteristic confusion on West Park. Ben Snyder didn't like what he saw. Call the timeout as we have a 3rd down, 6 yards to go. You see the mud at midfield. Now he's got the backs in the eye. Kandira is winged right. Rolling right is Snyder. He's going to get the 1st down and then some, moving inside the 35-yard line. So whatever they decided with that timeout, it was well spent as they showed the handoff to Lowe, and then he just kept it himself and went around the right side for a big gain.
Big play, good deception, fake the lead with Honnessy and Lowe in, and he has Gudicel pulling out in front of him. Ben Snyder does a good job to run right behind him. Good block by Gudicel out on Adam Radcliffe and gets the 1st down.
And how many times have we heard Gudicel's name this year? He's just been a tremendous player.
He started out in the middle as linebacker. Now he's even playing offensive line.
Power I formation behind Ben Snyder. Handoff goes to Jason Williamson. Williamson breaks it out over the 30 to about the 28-yard line. Gain of about 5 on the play, make it 2nd and 5.
Gudicel is running plays in with Overstreet. And I'll double check that. Actually, it's, don't have the guy's number in here, 54. You got 54 there?
Good question. Good question. However, gain of 4 actually as the ball's to the 29-yard line at East. It's a 2nd down and 6, backs in the eye behind Snyder again. Kandira goes left to right, and the pitch goes to Bill Lowe. Lowe breaks it, doesn't get much. He'll gain about 2 on the play, make a 3rd down and 4 as he'll get down to about the 27-yard line. But East was ready for it. He still was able to get 2 yards, but that play really didn't have much of a chance from the start.
Good play. Orsenigo, the linebacker, 33, does a good job from the middle to scrape and get all the way out there to the sideline and take him down before he's able to get the 1st down. You figure here it's 3rd and a long 2.5, long 3. They're probably going to go 2 plays to get this based on the field position.
Now, I'm sure they'll run it, but a little play action might be a gutsy call here.
Well,
anyway,
East has got a lot of guys up tight.
3rd and a long 2. Trips backfield here. Handoff goes to Jason Williamson. Jason Williamson, when you need the tough yards, he's the man you give the ball to. He takes it, he'll be close to the 1st down.
Williamson, a tough runner, as is Honnessy. Billy Lowe, that fleet-footed guy that you look to. But those 2 guys are the big players.
Well, on any good running team, you have to have that combination. The big blocking back who can get you the tough yardage when you have 3rd and short or 4th and short. And then you need the scat back who can get outside as he'll stretch the chains for the 1st down. And they got it. 1st and 10 for CB West. Ball now inside the 25 at about the 23-yard line. So West, after taking the ball over at the midfield stripe and losing 5 yards on a quick offside or an illegal motion play, has moved the ball smartly to 2 quick 1st downs. And they will have a fresh 4 now as they're 23 yards away from pay dirt. And the handoff goes, Jason Williamson goes to the right side, and they'll carry it down inside the 20 to about the 16-yard line. Had that right side sealed off nicely, Tom.
Really did a good job to take the end and hook him and turn him in. He does a nice job to back the bounce outside. Adam Radcliffe makes a nice tackle. If he doesn't, Williamson might have been in the end zone.
Gain of 6 on the play, make it 2nd down and 4. Now Now Snyder takes it himself, cuts up inside. He'll get it down to around the 10-yard line, and he should have a first down. Ben Snyder taking it up, seeing the opening, cut back inside, gets it down to the 10-yard line, and it'll be first down, goal to go. I do believe, I'm not sure, they put the sticks down, so it's first and goal at the just inside the 10-yard line with 4:05 to go in first quarter. No score in this East-West annual extravaganza, but West, as I say, just inside of 10 yards away from drawing first blood. Backs are split. In motion again comes Kandera. Pitch goes to Jason Williamson. Williamson cuts it in and is knifed out on a nice open field tackle. I'm not sure who that was, but nice open field tackle by an East player, but gets it down inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line.
That's Adam Radcliffe again, number 48. Made some tackles right here early in this first quarter. Comes up, puts his head down, but came up so quick he didn't allow the back to really cut. And was able to trip him up. So anytime you get penetration quickly into the backfield, you can disrupt things, even if you don't make a big hit.
Second and goal, ball now down to the 7-yard line. And it's Ben Snyder carrying it himself, gets it inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line. It'll be third and goal from that spot. Snyder used that fake handoff to Williamson, tried to draw them inside, took it outside, but the linebackers and the safeties were very sharp for East, would not let him get more than 3 yards.
Another younger player starting at safety tonight for East is Brian Thackeray. Played earlier in the season when Carlin was hurt. They say this kid really understands defense and has played so well since he started back there. Comes up, makes a nice hit on Schneider to keep him out of the end zone.
Third and goal, the ball now at the 3-yard line. Long count. And the handoff goes and taking it down to about the 1-yard line. I believe, was that Williamson again?
Yeah, that's Williamson. Does a big burst in a line, lots of red, white, and blue on the ball. There's Williamson coming back to the huddle, and this is a big play, 4th and 1 on the 1-yard line.
Actually, a little more than 1. It's outside the 1.
Could be a turn.
4th and goal at the 1.5-yard line. Have that full house backfield, strong to the left side. Handoff goes to Williamson. He's into the end zone. Jason Williamson scores touchdown with 2:33 to go in the first quarter. So Williamson puts the Bucks on the board with a 1-yard run, and it's 6-0.
Most of the drive, Bob, they went to the right side. That time they come back to the left side. Maybe East is thinking right. Just run the ball the other side. Just takes them out of stride. Really good surge by the offensive line.
Yencha will try the extra point. It's high enough, it's long, and it's good. So with 2:33 to go in the first quarter, it is West who draws first blood, and they lead 7-0.
Good drive by West after East 2 first downs. A punt, they take the ball over on the 50-yard line. Good mixture of play calling, pulling the guard, running some counters and some dives. Really kept East off 4, 5, 6 yards at a time. And a nice drive to put the ball in the end zone. They're up 7-0.
And a reminder that the new Central Bucks West boys basketball coach, Mike Tower, and the boys basketball staff will be running their first annual basketball clinic on Saturday, November the 20th. Coach Power is looking for boys ages 8 to 15 who would like to participate. The clinic will start at 9 a.m. and run till 3 p.m. and will meet in the CBWS gym. Parents, the fee is just $20 and $15 for each additional family member. Register the day of the clinic or call 348-0581 for an application. That's 348-0581. Yencha will line it up back deep, Morishita and Carabin. It's a low squib kick. It'll go down and go through. Morishita roll into the end zone for a touchback. So Morishita having some problems. Of course, he can't go to one knee to catch the ball because in high school and college football, knee on the ground, it's a dead ball. So at least the ball will come out to the 20-yard line, and that is where East will take over.
Some of the speculation in the booth here was whether the ball, when it went through Morishita's legs, whether he touched it. Obviously he didn't. The ref gives him the down call in the end
Actually,
zone.
I believe if it does, even if it touches him, if it goes into the end zone,
It's a
at
muff.
that point it's a muff, and I think it's a touchback at that point. First and 10, ball at the 20-yard line. Handoff goes to Burley. Burley brings it out over the 25, over towards the 30-yard line, and he'll have a first down. Steve Burley running very well out of that wingback spot. Gets 10 quick yards, and it's a first down for CB East.
Steve Burley, nicknamed Crash, good job there. After he gets hit, does a little spin, gets the extra 3 yards. Third first down for East in this first quarter.
Quarter that has 2:10 to go in it. West with the score, leading 7-0. East with a first down. And a handoff, quick hitting handoff to Brian Taylor. That looked like it was going to go for a lot more than it did, but it was Mike Kandera coming up and hammering him down after just a 3-yard gain. Off the handoff, that looked like it could have been a big run.
Yeah, Mike Kandera does a good job. You're going to see here in a replay, he's the outside linebacker. He's going to scrape to the hole here. Now watch this hit. Bing! You got to love it.
And helping out on the tackle was one of the other outside linebackers. That was Brian Hannessy. Second down and 7. The handoff again goes to Brian Taylor, and Taylor takes it out over the 35 to about the 37-yard line. He'll be about 3 yards shy of the first down.
He's getting some good line surge. Christian Vigna, Jim Nalis, Rob Sawyer, Billy West, Tim Barno, along with Fred Shaw, and doing a real good job getting some yardage out of West. They just haven't been able to break a big one.
Third down and long, 3 yards to go, the ball at 37. And timeout has been called. Let's see what for. It's an officious timeout. They just want to drive football. They're into that middle part of the field. Actually, from the 20s on into the end zone, it looks fairly good, but outside the 20s, it's just awful. It's a third down, long 3 yards to go. Pumping to pass, Carlin, he's in trouble, throws it to the side, throws it too high for Morishita as he was sacked, as he was hit as he threw the ball. Carlin just couldn't get anything going, and it's fourth down, and East will have to punt again, and Carlin will be back to punt.
Yeah, you go back to pass in this weather conditions, very poor footing, probably either side of the middle field. I'd say 10 yards on either side is very poor. You try to go back and set your feet, you're just sliding all over the place. He wasn't able to set that time.
Once again, Bill Lowe in single safety, good snap, Carlin gets it, kicks a low end over end, kick away from Billy Lowe. It's going to roll and be picked up by Lowe at the 30-yard line. He'll pick it out at 35 and 37. A good decision by Lowe. There was no one within 10 yards of him. Even if he fumbles the ball, he can jump on it. He looked up, saw he had plenty of room, picked it up, got about 7-8 yards, and that's where West will take over at the 37-yard line.
Lakova Wright, number 51, good job, comes down, doesn't let Billy Rowe really get any yardage, and I'll tell you what, Billy Lowe's thinking about picking up that ball now after that hit.
Yeah, but it was a good decision. Rather than letting the ball roll out, he got another 7 yards that they otherwise would not have had. At any rate, Ben Snyder will bring his team out. The Bucks went 50 yards in the first drive for a score. They'll start now at their own 37-yard line with just 45 seconds to go in the first quarter. The Bucks with that 7-0 lead. And Hannessy comes out at the end. Backs are split. Wing right is Kandera. Handoff goes on the counter to Billy Lowe, and he won't get much yardage. Good tackle on the play coming through for CB East.
Number 44, Matt Walker, good job, defensive end. Anytime you see the ball run inside your defensive end, what you have to do is they say you got to close. You got to just close down on that hole. You might not be able to get a big piece of the guy, but get some piece of him, and Matt Walker does a good job there.
Walker wearing 44 tonight as opposed to the 74 we've seen him wearing over the past several weeks. Now Snyder off play action running to the right side. He's not going to get much yardage. Taken down on a great open field tackle by Kelly Morishita coming up from his cornerback spot.
Well, what they did is after they seen that guard pull, they probably told the defensive back, as soon as you see that guard pull, get up the field and get deeper in the backfield than he is, and Kelly Morishita does a good job there to take him down.
And that play will end the first quarter as CB West leads CB 7-0 to Doylestown. Hero Cards scoreboard tells the story. We'll take a break and be back for second quarter action. Go. And we are back for second quarter action here at War Memorial Field in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. The 25th renewal of the Central Bucks East, Central Bucks West rivalry. The Bucks with that 7-0 lead. They have the ball third down, about 9 yards to go after the great tackle by Morishita on Ben Snyder on the last play in the first quarter. And up goes to Brian Hennessy. He won't get much either. And it'll be fourth down, and the Bucks will have to punt the ball away. So the East defense comes up big here. Jim Nailus with the tackle coming up from his left tackle position, keeping Hennessy from getting anywhere, and they will have to punt the ball away. Will the Bucks?
Probably nicknamed Nails does a good job to get lateral pursuit down a defensive line and take them down, and they're going to get the ball back.
Jason Gamble into punt. Hits it. Nice spiral, will bounce in front of Morishita. Morishita lets it bounce. It goes inside the 25, and it'll be down at about the 23-yard line. Good kick by Jason Gamble. Kicked it away from Morishita, got it the good bounce, and that's about a 45-yard punt.
It was a good, great punt. Not only did he not kicked it directly at Morishita, so for him he had to go right to field it, end up, and then after the ball hit the ground, he got a nice roll. And what he's probably thought was going to be good field position ends up being okay field position.
Now, I made a comment to Tom off the air, and I stand by it. I really think that Carlin's going to have some success throwing the ball tonight if they're going to pull off the upset. Back shift. And rolling out to pass is Carlin. He's got a man deep, and just unable to come up with the ball was Brett Shaw, it appears to be. As the ball was thrown directly over his head, he almost made a spectacular catch. That would have been a great catch had he caught the ball.
Yeah, because he actually had his head turned to the left, and the ball came directly over his head and to the right almost. And like you said, the last second he had to look back and almost just catch the ball without seeing it exactly. And if he had caught it, it would have been a great catch.
Also would have been a touchdown if he had caught the ball as well. But it just falls incomplete, so make it 2nd and 10 now, and back in motion. And the reverse handoff, I guess you might call it, the counter, goes to Burley, and that's not getting too much.
Well, they tried to run that before, and Gattuso did a good job to stay home, stays home again there. Got 2 yards, but that play is really designed maybe to get 6 or 7 and take them off guard where they're over pursuing the ball.
The West is a team that has started off very slow. It looks like a sort of a rock going downhill. Started off slowly. The loss to Norristown, played a little sluggishly in their early games, then started to pick it up, and they played outstanding football, including the big win over Pennsbury at Pennsbury the other week, 12-7. At any rate, 3rd down, 8 yards to go. Flag down, this could be a hold. Joe Carlin decides to run it, takes it out of bounds. He'll be short of the 1st down, and I think we're going to have a hold here.
Yeah, it's in that territory in the backfield where you look for an offensive line. You see it right there on your screen, holding against East. So probably what will happen here is West might decline it, but maybe too close to the 1st down to do that.
Well, he was taken out of bounds. He's somewhat shy of the 1st down. You see a graphic from our guru of graphics, Glenn Proven. They're going to talk it over. They may move him back, but let's see where they want to do. Yeah, they're going to step it off. They're going to step it off and put him back down to about the 10-yard line, 12-yard line.
You got to think Mike Pettin has got to be saying here that I think my defense is good enough. We're not going to give him anything. I'll take the 10 yards here, and if we hold them, they're going to have to kick from deep in their own territory.
So a 3rd down and a good 18 yards to go. Say closer to 20 yards to go, really. 3rd and 20. Carlin back to pass. A little shovel pass, ball falls incomplete. That was a case of miscommunications as he was trying to shovel it to his up back. Burley, and Burley was turned around, didn't see the play. Falls incomplete, so the decision to take the penalty works out well, as Carlin now will have to punt from, if not in his end zone, certainly close to it. He'll stand back with his heel right on the goal line, and Bill Lowe will stand at the east 40-yard line. Good snap. Carlin gets it away. Low kick should be kicking it away from Lowe, and it'll bounce out right at the 40-yard line of East. So CB West will take the ball over in great field position again with 9:55 to go in the second quarter. The Bucks leading 7-0. And a reminder at Bucks County Bank, Bucks County is more than our name. It's also our home. So when you're looking for a community bank to work with in Bucks County, remember the bank that's looking out for you. Bucks County Bank. 1st and 10 for the Bucks, as actually the ball is inside the 40 to 39-yard line. And the handoff goes to Bill Lowe, who slips and falls and won't get anything. And the footing takes its toll right there, as Billy Lowe couldn't get any footing. The defense certainly had something to do with that, because he wouldn't have gotten much had he stayed on his feet.
Well, it looks like the rain's slowed down a little bit. Light drizzle going on out there right now. Field's still very wet. And for Billy Lowe to get outside and be able to cut once he gets to the corner, as you see there, very difficult. So you're going to probably look for Pett to come back inside the tackles and just try to hammer it at East.
Loss of a yard on the play, make it 2nd and 11. The ball now at the 40-yard line, just inside the 40. Backs are in the eye. Kandira wing left. Handoff goes to Bill Lowe. Off the left side, he's going to have the first down and then some, breaks it inside. He's to the 20, he's to the 15, the 10, into the 6-yard line. Billy Lowe with a big run gives the Bucks a 1st and goal inside the 10.
Just as we say, we think he's going to run it inside. You see Billy Lowe coming back. They run that same little play. This time it is inside the tackle, makes a big cut back to the middle of the field, and only a touchdown-saving tackle by Thackeray keeps him out of the end zone, but West is hammering on the door again, just outside the 5.
Ball is placed at the 7-yard line. 1st and goal for the Bucks. 8:52 to go in the first half. CB West with the 7-0 lead. Now the handoff goes, and taking it down inside the 5, the 3, the 1. He's close to the end zone is Jason Williamson, and they'll put it right on the nose of the ball, be right at the edge of the goal line, as Jason Williamson took the ball so close to the end zone.
It looked like he got in. The ball must have been held lower by him, and as he fell on the ball, it must have been below his shoulders, because it looked like from shoulders to head he was in the end zone. Official calls it, spots it, as you said, right on the goal line.
Right on the goal line. 2nd down, goal to go. Calling for a penalty, but the set had not been called yet. The handoff goes to Williamson. He's in for the touchdown. Jason Williamson with his 2nd touchdown of the game, and it's 13-0, and with 8:05 to go in the second quarter. So Williamson,
well, that penalty against East, and then the punt really paid off for West. Got good field position, 2 real good running plays, especially the one by Lowe, gets him down in scoring position, and Williamson bangs it in for his 2nd score.
And John Yansha will try to make it 14-0 out of Ben Snyder's hold. The snap, the kick is high enough, the kick is good. So with that, the Doylestown scoreboard, Hero Card scoreboard shows that it's 14-0, Bucks leading the Patriots. We'll take a break and be right back for the kickoff. At Bourne Memorial Field for the kickoff after the touchdown by CB West, who has taken the 14-0 lead. Doylestown Hero Card scoreboards. Remember, sports cards, collectibles, and all sorts of sporting supplies. 17 West Court Street, Doylestown. Yansha will kick it off and back deep. Carabin and Morishita. He hits it. It's a high, short kick. That'll bounce and go out of bounds at the 23-yard line. And now East will have the option of taking it at their own 35-yard line. Or taking it once again on the kickoff. I would believe they'll take it at the 35-yard line, so they'll get the excellent field position from it, and they will.
probably a gut check time for East here. Now down 2 scores, just over 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Got to get something going, get a little momentum going, and try to get some points here.
Yeah.
Because they want to go into halftime at least with some momentum, not going in there flat and thinking, well, the game's, you know, might be out of hand.
You don't want to point to any one particular possession as being critical, but this is about as close to it as it gets. They have to do something here. If they don't, if they give the ball back, if they go 3 and out or they go a short distance, give the ball back to West, it really makes it tough for them 2 scores down. Now they switch around, shift around again, back's a split, and the handoff goes to Carabin coming out of wingback spot. He'll get a couple, maybe 3 on the carry. They get a gain of 2, so with 2nd down, 8 yards to go, the ball goes to the 37-yard line.
Mike Kandera comes up from his linebacker spot. East tries to run that little power sweep to the short side of the field. Kandera steps right up in their blocker's face and is able to take Carabin down. About a 2-yard gain, looking at about 2nd and 8.
Official takes a quick break here. They want to just either make sure that everybody's in line here. Yeah, they got it all straightened right now. The backs are split. They'll shift again. Carabin and Taylor coming to the backfield. Carabin at wing back. Handoff goes to Brian Taylor, hitting the backfield, and then driven back on a good open field tackle by Gavin McKay. But Kandera started it off by driving him and really upsetting the motion of that play, as really Taylor never had anywhere to go. In fact, he loses those 2 yards they gained before, and it's 3rd and 10.
Number 66, Bill Laughlin, in the middle of the line, does a good job. He makes the penetration in the middle of the line to hold him up initially, and then the rest of the West team, McKay and Kandera, are there to take him down. It's a big 3rd down play for East.
3rd down, 10 yards to go, ball at the 35-yard line, 7 minutes to go in the first half, 14-0 Bucks. Carlin pitches back to Burley. He's chased outside, and he won't get back to the line of scrimmage. Good pursuit over on that side. Jason Gattuso, one of the people out after him. There were a couple of players who were out after him, did a real good job, Gattuso being one of them.
Yeah, Gattuso, real good lateral pursuit, able to catch Barrelly, but as you see him coming off the field there, before Barrelly got out of bounds, was able to square his shoulders, and East is going to have to give it up in 3.
And West is going to get the ball back with just a little under 7 minutes to go in the half, already leading 14-0. Carlin, they tried to block it, couldn't quite get to it, and a great punt by Carlin. Taking it to the 35 is Bill Lowe, trying to get an alley up the right side. He'll take it out to the 40, to about the 42-yard line, and go out of bounds there. And it is there that CBS will take over. And remember, the VHS copies of this event and all other Suburban Community Television sporting events are available through Suburban Cable TV. Call 345-5154 Monday through Friday between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. And you're watching Suburban Community Television, Channel 9. And now it's East defense turn to try and make the big plays, as they have to stop West here, because let's face it, if West puts the ball in the end zone again, we're looking at a long night for John Quinn and his crew. Back to pass, Snyder throws it over the middle. Couldn't quite get it. He's trying to get to Velitis. Velitis was open, but Snyder running to his left, couldn't get much on the ball and threw it wide of Todd Velitis, who was surrounded by blue shirts at around the midfield stripe.
Matt Walker, defensive end, does a good job. Gets in Schneider's face. Don Foy had pretty good coverage on Velitis. He was inside of him, so if the ball's thrown there, he's got a good shot at picking it off. I think Schneider does a good job to just throw it away and go for it on 2nd down.
2nd and 10, the ball resting at the 44-yard line. 6:41 to go in the first half. The Bucks with the ball and a 14-0 lead. Here goes Ben Snyder on a keeper. Matt Walker says no way. Matt Walker slicing through to make a big tackle, loss of 4 on the play, and there's a flag down. Let's see where we go. We have a clip.
I think they might get an East player for maybe a late hit. Matt Walker took him to the ground, and just as he took him to the ground, they're going to get him face mask. You see it there on the screen.
So the great defensive play negated by the face mask.
And we've seen that happen to East many times this year after a great defensive play. In that first game, we saw them, there was a late hit called after a great defensive play, and that hurt them in one of the first games we got to see them play.
And it moves the ball into East territory at the 44-yard line. More importantly, gives the Bucks another first down.
Another first down moves the ball into East territory. And as we said, they got to maybe look for a turnover and get some type of momentum back here to stop this West. As you said, that rock is rolling down the hill and it's getting more steam.
It's a 1st and 10 ball to 44, 6:15 to go in the first half. Backs in the eye. Handoff goes to Bill Lowe, cuts it left, takes it over the 35 and is hammered down there. On a good tackle there coming up from his, I think that's Don Foy who came up on the tackle coming up from his his free safety spot.
Yeah, he comes up from the safety spot just as Lowe is starting to cut. His feet slide out from under him, and Foy just really adds to it and hits him, and we start to get a little bit more rain.
Here comes the rain. It is really starting to come down now. 2nd down, 5 yards to go, ball at the 39-yard line. Quick handoff goes, and carrying the ball for close to first down yardage is, I believe that's Jason Williamson. No, that's not, it's Hannessy. Hannessy will take it, he'll be about a yard shy. And you see the rain coming down. Good shot by our camera people.
I was talking to coaches before the game for East, and they said this is their kind of night. They've played many nights this year and games in the rain, so they're used to it.
Now they're going to call for a dry ball, I would think, is a official's timeout. Yeah, they bring a new ball in there. 3rd down, short. Ball at the 35-yard line of East. Full house backfield behind Ben Snyder. And his handoff goes to Williamson. Williams has got the first down and then some. Have you ever seen him not make it on 3rd and short?
Yeah, you just go some basic stuff on 3rd down. You see the West team getting back in a huddle, another first down for them. That time they run behind number 79, John Hobaugh. Does a good job. Drive his man, good 2 yards off the ball.
And it is just pouring now.
It's really starting to come down.
And you see the rain come down, and they're just at the edge of that soupy part of the field. At the 32-yard line, they have 1st and 10. And it's Snyder himself carrying it. He'll take it for not much yardage, gain of maybe a couple on the play. But at this point, I think Snyder just wants to hold on to the ball. They've got the 14-0 lead. There's a little over 4 minutes to go in the half. They're getting deep into East territory. I think they want to make absolutely sure and not fumble that ball away.
Well, East has done pretty good on first down. It's been 2nd and 3rd down, and mainly 3rd down. They've had a lot of 3rd down and 2s and 3s. They had that 4th and 1 on the goal line. So 3rd and 4th down, they got to come up big if they want to stay in this game.
Backs in the eye. Now back to pass is Ben Snyder. Snyder looks, he throws, he's got Kandera for some short yards. Is that Kandera or Velitis? Let me see, that's Kandera. At about the 25-yard line, it'll make it a 3rd down and a short 4 to go.
And watch this as Kandera catches the ball. Ben Snyder, just a little belly fake there. Out to Kandera. Watch as he just slides after he catches the ball. You can see the field conditions are getting worse.
Now this would be a long field goal if they were not able to convert on 3rd down. This would be right from here about a 42-yarder. Yencha does have the foot for that, but now West wants to take a timeout and talk this play over. They'll come over and they'll talk to Mike Pettin.
Yeah, interesting. The West team, whole team goes to the bench, and we'll take a break.
And we'll be right back. And we're back 3rd and 4 as the rain is just pelting down. Full house backfield behind Ben Snyder. Handoff goes Jason Williamson outside. He's got the first down and then some. He's at the 15, the 10. He's in for the touchdown. Jason from 24 yards out, and it's 20 to nothing.
He just made up his mind that he was going to score on that play, got outside the defensive end, who got caught inside a little bit, and when he went to get his feet back, slipped. The linebacker had trouble getting his feet, getting to the outside. Foy slipped as he was trying to turn and run after Williamson. Williamson had a beeline for the goal line, and West is on a roll.
John Yencha will come in to try for the 21st point. With 2:59 to go in the half, they'll try to make it 21-0. The snap is good, the place is good, the kick is up, and it's true, and it's 21-0. Jason Williamson with 3 touchdowns tonight. Now, I wish I had the East-West. Roger Conduit has an East-West record book that shows it that he had. It shows that I'm wondering what the most touchdowns in a game by one player is.
Maybe before the end of the game, we'll be able to get that.
See if we can find that out, because Williamson has 3. I'm sure that he's close.
You can hear the rain hitting our field mic out there as it starts to pick up. Eric Carabell from the Philadelphia Inquirer, who's doing stats here and reporting on the game, tells me that East has a total of 26 total yards here in the first half.
Tough night for East so far. Yencha tees it up, and again Morishita and Carabin will stand back at their own 10-yard line. He hits it. Again, a low squib kick. It goes to Carabin. He'll take it out over the 20 to the 25 to about the 30-yard line, and it is there that East will take over possession, trailing 21-0.
And as the conditions get worse, it becomes tougher and tougher for East to mount any kind of passing attack, which they need to do in order to get back in this game.
Nice article in the game about the voice of CB's football, Dave Jones. You hear the PA system. Dave's been around here about as long as Doylestown, I think.
Yeah, Dave's longtime guidance counselor at CB East, probably one of the most familiar faces outside of the lines of the field when you think of this game.
Short yardage carry. Now they're going to go with no huddle as we're inside 2.5 minutes to go. Gain of 2 on the play. The ball goes to the 32-yard line. Back to pass, Joe Carlin. Carlin looking to the right side. Off the shoulder pads of his intended receiver and almost picked off by Dave Roberts. As Morishita had it, he may have lost that one in the lights in the rain, too.
Yeah, it was high. It was sailing on him. He went up for it, hit off his shoulder pad, and Dave Roberts, you got to give him a lot of credit, really went diving after it, almost picked it off in the, and we're going to see a replay. Watch this. The ball's going to bounce right off of Morishita's pads. Boom! Look at Roberts. Almost gets his hands underneath it to pick it off.
Back to pass again, Carlin. He's going to be sacked. Todd Velitis with the sack. And it goes from bad to worse for East as they lose yardage, and they'll have to kick the ball away with 2 minutes to go in the half. West's going to get it again.
Yeah, they're going to get it back in good field position, too. Carlin's going to be punting from about his own 10 or 11-yard line, and Lowe's back just about the 50-yard line.
Now the snap is good, and then the kick will be put away, and it's a nice kick. Lowe will take it at his own 44-yard line, spins away, having some trouble in midfield, but now he breaks it up over midfield down to about the 45-yard line, inside the 45 to about the 41-yard line. Bill Lowe with a nice return after he spun his wheels as he caught the ball.
And this is the type of night when you have the momentum, it's tough to get it back because it is so wet, and it's really tough to get a big play. West here really can take a big lead into halftime if they can put some more points on us. We're just under 1:30 to go in the half.
So with 1.5 minutes to go, and the rain pouring down, and I mean just pouring down, Ben Snyder brings his team up, backs are in the eye. Clock is allowed to move. We're now inside 1:15 to go. Snyder's straight back to pass. Looking, now he's got to roll out of the pocket. He's going to run with the ball, and he's going to take the ball out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. So after all that, it'll be no gain. The clock is stopped with 1:05 to go in the first half, and the Bucks with a 21-0 lead.
good pursuit on that play by Billy West from his linebacker spot. Schneider was looking for something deep. Both guys covered by the safeties. Billy West does a good job to take a good angle on Ben Schneider and run him out of bounds, stop him for no gain. And if East is really to have a shot, they really have to buckle down here and not let West get in the end zone and go into the half down 21.
The rain has subsided a little bit over the past couple. It's still coming on fairly hard, but it has subsided somewhat. Snyder back to pass, middle screen to Lowe. Lowe breaks it inside the 30 to about the 29. He will have the first down. Should stop the clock with 54 seconds to go. 52 seconds now, 50 seconds. They're letting the clock run. He doesn't have the first down, evidently. Precious time. Now they're going to finally stop the clock, but they lost 7 seconds.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think the official might have lost the spot of the ball because it appeared to me on the tackle that he was across that line, and I think now they're going to give him the first down.
They did give him the first down, but the play stopped and there were 54 seconds to go, and now there's 45 seconds. So actually, West lost 9 seconds, and now they'll start the clock again. Ball at the 29-yard line, just inside the 30. Ben Snyder, back to pass, rolling left. Now he throws, he's got a man. Is that Kandera? Yeah, it's Kandera. And he's down inside the 10-yard line. Mike Kandera with a reception. And they'll line it up again. So now they're inside the 10-yard line. 31 seconds to go as they stop the clock. Now they'll start it again because it's first and goal.
Brian Thackeray, nice wrap to take him down and not let him score.
Rolling right. Oh, and he hits Billy Lowe, and it's intercepted. And coming up the other way is Carabin. Oh, big interception by Jason Carabin off the muff by Billy Lowe. And East dodges a bullet, and if there's not for one tackler there, Jason Carabin goes 97 yards the other way.
Well, there's a little momentum. Now here it is. Snyder just throws it. He hits the guy, but boom! It goes into the hands of Morishita. He takes the ball out of bounds, and that's a little bit of momentum that East was looking for going into the half.
Kelly Morishita with the interception was injured on the play, but he's going to stay in the game, and they're going to let the clock run. The cheerleaders throwing the footballs with a turnover. Big turnover there. And the counter handoff. The ball's on the ground. But it's covered by Brian Taylor. Oh, that could have been a big problem. The flags fly, and there's going to be a little unsportsmanlike conduct here. But I'll tell you what, you wonder if this deep in their own territory, if they might not want to just take a knee at that point and go down. They tried the counter handoff. The ball was stripped loose, fortunately for East.
Well, they try to run that inside scissors now, and West has really done a good job to take it away. Somebody's probably spying on Bowerly, so every time they see him on a wing, anytime he comes in motion, and it looks like maybe it's Gattuso or Gudicel, and they're doing a good job to take it away.
Called personal foul on CB West, so this will move the ball out to about the 25-yard line. They'll move them back, but there's only 4 seconds to go in the half, so we'll have time for that one play, and then we'll wrap up the half and take a break ourselves. But right now, it's still 4 seconds to go. Ball moved out to the 26-yard line. I think you're going to see CB West defenders standing about 25 yards off the ball, the safeties and the cornerbacks. Carlin brings his troops out. They want to dry the ball off. They're going to march off more. This may have been a double foul. This is a double foul. They called evidently 2 of them right in a row, so maybe somebody said something after they assessed the penalty.
Yeah, right. There's verbal no-nos in high school football. You swear or make any kind of verbal.
Yeah, they can say something else, so they could move. This could be the best drive of the night. Of the night. I don't mean to. Well, they're talking to John Quinn, the East coach explaining it. John not wanting to look a gift horse in the mouth, certainly, but the ball moves out from the 10 now. They're out to the 41-yard line, which makes a Hail Mary pass a little more feasible right now. Carlin does have a big league arm. I was going over to Coach Pettin, and he's going to talk to him and explain to him what the story is.
evidently showing something. There must have been some kind of a shot that was taken, you know, like a shot to the face or something like that. And then possibly somebody said something afterwards. That's why they would have moved to 15 and then 15 more.
Well, there's also what they call a taunting, as you see some fans tucked under their umbrella there, a taunting rule in football where after you make a big play, if you get in a guy's face, they'll call a personal foul on you for that. So it could be in a number of things like that. West got safety 17 yards off the line.
Clock will move. This will be the last play of the half. The ball is fumbled off the snap, and that'll do it. So it's been all Central Bucks West in this first half as we're down to 0-0s. Teams will go to the club after their various locker rooms to dry off. We'll take a little break ourselves, and we'll be back to wrap up this first half. Don't go away. Kicking to Billy Lowe. And I'm not sure who that other, the numbers have been obliterated. So Billy Lowe's on the left side. The ball goes to Lowe, who will take it to his own 15-yard line over the 20, the 25, and I'll take it to about the 29-yard line. And it is there that CB West will take over possession, leading 21-0.
Again, Adam Radcliffe, the 9th grader, coming down, staying in his lane, really puts a good hit on Billy Lowe, takes him to the turf. Gotta like this kid, 9th grader starting on a varsity football team and really having a big night.
This is an interesting thought. I believe this is the worst field position that West has started in this game.
I don't think East has had the ball in West territory all night.
You may very well be right. Anyway, shifting into a full house backfield now. Handoff goes to Billy Lowe, breaks it out over the 30, the 35, the 40, to the 43-yard line. Bill Lowe starts out with a big run and a first down for CB West, a 15-yard run.
Sean Wells from the Reporter gave me some stats to look at, and Billy Lowe came in 63 yards on 8 carries in the first half, and he's just added about 16 or 17 to it right there.
Of course, he had that one big run in the first half, about 30 yards. That certainly helped. Jason Williams did not much yardage with 3 touchdowns. He's probably run for close to somewhere around 40 yards at this point as well. Backs in the eye. Hannessy, the upback. Bill Lowe, the tailback. Handoff goes to Lowe, and he won't go anywhere as he is just belted at the line of scrimmage by Christian Vigna and friends.
Very good article in the paper this week as he talked about some of the individual players. One of them, Christian Vigna, again, one of the players on East, had knee surgery over the season, wasn't expected to play again, and here he is playing in his final East-West game. Gotta love a guy that, you know, the chips are down, everybody's counting him out, and here he is.
And there he is making a big tackle, gain of 1 on the play, make it 2nd down, 9 yards to go. Ball at the 39-yard line. The 44-yard line. Handoff goes to Lowe. Lowe breaks it outside into East territory, down inside the 40 to the 37-yard line. Bill Lowe breaking off huge chunks of yardage, first off the right side, then off the left side.
Just a little quick pitch to Lowe. Two backs out in front of him, Kandira as well as Hannessy. They caught Billy West on the wrong side of the field. He tried to run across the field as the play took off. Wasn't able to get outside. They put a little bit of a block on Orsigno, and Billy Lowe is off to the races, and he's closing on that 100-yard mark.
Indeed he is. Backs in the eye again behind quarterback Ben Snyder. Kandira wing right. Snyder rolling right, looking, he'll throw. He's got a man, but throws it too low for Jason Williamson, who was open at the 30, but that ball may have slipped out of Snyder's hands.
Well, he didn't have a lot of time because Kelly Morishita came up from his spot, really put some pressure on him real quick that he wasn't counting on, wasn't able to set his feet quick enough. You see Williamson tucking back into the huddle. He just wasn't able to complete that.
9:54 to go in the third quarter, 21-0 West with the lead and the ball at the CB East 37-yard line, 2nd and 10. Back to pass now, Ben Snyder. Throwing over the middle, he's got a man there, and for short yardage, I don't know, that may be Kandera there. I'm not sure who it was on the kill. Was it Billy Lowe getting the ball in the backfield?
Tacking on a play by Arcigno, the middle linebacker. That's a tough play. You got a little scant back, catches a ball in front of you. You really got to wrap him up quick. So Jeff Arcigno, the middle linebacker, does a nice job to do that and take him to the turf.
We're going to have a tough time picking up these numbers in the second half of West. They've been all but obliterated by the mud. Third down, 6 yards to go. Back to pass again, Ben Snyder. Rolling, looking, he's got a man there, and it's off the hands. Intended for Jason Jacuzzo. Jacuzzo couldn't come up with it. He would have been short of the first down anyway as he was hammered by Jeff or Senegal. And it'll be a 4th down, and I think you're where they are now. I don't know if they want to punt the ball or just go for it here because they have it in pretty good field position.
Well, the last time they had this decision, they decided to kick, put East in pretty bad field position because the guy kicked a nice punt.
Hey,
but here they're going to opt to go for it.
I'd pitch it to Lowe, and they've had some success around the corners. I'd try a long side, right side, pitch. However, that's not what they're doing. As Ben Snyder rolls, he throws. He's got it too high, intended outside there for Dave Roberts, and it'll be a turnover. So East, although they didn't hold them deep in their own territory, East does the job. They keep West off the board, and now they take over on downs with exactly 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. And this is still very much anybody's game. 3 touchdown lead, you can score very quickly and make things happen. It's been proven time and time again. So Joe Carlin will bring his East Patriot teammates up to the line of scrimmage. Brian Taylor, one of the backs. Now Burley comes into the wingback spot. And it is Steve Burley with the carry. He'll break it up for about 4 yards on the carry. Get it out over the 35 to about the 38-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play, make it 2nd and 6.
Now that time they let Burley run the ball outside instead of inside off the guard and tackle as it's that scissors that West has taken away. There's a nice play for East on 1st down. Just leaving the booth, Jimmy Benstead, the coach of Lenape Junior High, they were defeated Hollycomb the other day for the junior high championship.
That's a split. Handoff goes underneath on the quick handoff and going absolutely nowhere into just a wall was Brian Taylor, and he'll lose a yard. They're not going to go through they're not going to have much luck up the middle at this point. Early in the game, they had some luck on some quick hitter plays, but they have not had any luck on those delay plays up the middle. It's just not going for it.
Yeah, the defensive line, Lampum, the Lightest, Greg Mazer, Gattuso, all doing a real good job, making it real difficult for East to do anything.
3rd down, 7 yards to go. Ball at the 37-yard line of East. Back to pass, rolling left is Carlin. Now he tucks it in, now he'll throw it. He's got a man, Morishita. Has he got it? Oh yeah, a great catch by Kelly Morishita. And I mean, Jason Williamson just rang his chimes after he caught that ball. Morishita holds on. Big 1st down for East. They move the sticks.
And we talked at halftime about how you see Morishita tucking in a huddle there. Carlin's got to come out and have a big 2nd half. They held him on defense. Now they got on a 3rd down. They get a big pass play out of him and Morishita. They got to keep it going.
1st and 10 ball at their own 48-yard line for East. Now they shift again. Burley comes in wingback, straight up to looking to pass. Oh, and trying to hit Carabin. A little bit too long for him. Carabin almost made a great catch and then got pounded on a tackle there. Couldn't hold on to the ball. And CB West.
That was Williamson come up from a safety spot. He smelled that right away and really put a hit on Carabin. Because Carabin looked like maybe he was going to get control of the ball, but Williamson was up on him so far and jarred him, he wasn't able to hold on.
Backs a split on 2nd and 10. The handoff goes to Burley, cuts it inside. Won't make it much past the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play. But that play again slow to develop, and a lot of muddy white shirts were chasing him as the defensive line of CB West smelled that out easily, and he'll gain barely a yard, so make it 3rd down, 9 yards to go.
Yeah, that left side of defense, Honesty, Gudicel, and Cattuso really doing a good job.
I'm a little surprised with Carlin, with as strong and as quick as he is, that he hasn't carried the ball himself a little bit. Yeah, he's handed the ball. He's got some good running backs, but he is a threat to run, and he can handle. He's a strong young man. 3rd down, 9 yards to go. Back to pass. Shuffle pass to Burley. It'll barely make it to midfield, and that pass, they better put that one back in the playbook. They've run that 4 times, and it hasn't succeeded any of the. That's the most success they've had, was a yard and a half gain. So after they get that big 1st down reception, they get it to midfield. They still haven't gotten the ball into West territory.
Yeah, because the ball is resting right on the 50, and if there's an advantage, it's just inside East territory still. So 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, and East hasn't been able to break that 50-yard line.
Carlin is back to punt. And single safety again is Billy Lowe back at his own 17, 18-yard line. Carlin standing just inside his own 40. 6:15 to go in the 3rd quarter, 21-0. West with the lead, and they're about to get the ball back. High snap handled nicely by Carlin. He gets the kick away, kicks it away from Billy Lowe, and the ball will bounce and go out of bounds. Nice kick inside the 20-yard line, down at around the 17-yard line. Got a great bounce, and it stayed in bounds. Veteran Dan Taylor, call in live and talk game strategy with local high school and college coaches and sports experts. That's Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on Channel 9. 1st and 10 for West, as they'll have the ball by far in the worst field position they have had this game. Their own 17-yard line, backs are split. Handoff. No, it's a keeper by Ben Snyder, and Snyder won't get much. He'll take it out to about the 20-yard line. Maybe a gain of about 2 on the play, maybe 3. Make it 2nd down, a long 7.
Vigna Barely and Adam Radcliffe on the tackle. A lot of red, white, and blue over there taking them down. Still got 2-3 yards. Be a long 7 for West on 2nd down.
Snyder, making sure, carried the ball himself off the left side. He's been fairly successful doing that this season. See the referee. Full house backfield behind Ben Snyder. And he'll hand the ball off, and carrying the ball is Billy Lowe. And Lowe won't get much yardage. Again, a gain of maybe 2. It'll be 3rd down, 5 yards to go. Inside 5 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. No scoring in this quarter. CB West with all scoring in the game. 3 Jason Williamson touchdowns has made it 21-0. We took a look at the West uniforms. I mean, they are just caked with mud. The rain has stopped, but that field is just soupy, I guess you might say. They line up 3rd and 5. Backs in the eye behind Ben Snyder. And Snyder hands the ball off to Hannessy, and Hannessy will take it out for the 1st down. Brian Hannessy got hit and then broke free, and he'll be close to it. Well, let's see where they mark it. Yeah, they're moving the sticks. The ball's out just shy of the 30-yard line. It'll be a 1st down for West.
Good effort by Honesty. Hit about 2 or 3 yards short of the 1st down. Carried 2 or 3 East carriers to the 1st down mark and beyond. And West has got it going again.
4:05 to go, 3rd quarter. Single setback for West behind Snyder. Snyder off a long count, rolls right to throw. Throws, he hits Kandira out in the right flat. Taken down, but not until he gets about 6 yards on the carrots on the reception. Actually closer to 7, gets it out over the 35 to the 36-yard line, where Kelly Morishita knocked him out of bounds.
Nice little play. What they'll do is they'll run across there, the split end. Roberts runs across the middle, and you'll see it right here. Good little pass out to Gandira. He's open. Not a big play, 5 or 6 yards. Make it 7. But it's a nice little mixture of run and pass for West on this drive.
Mike Candera playing his last regular season game for CB West after a great career. Single setback again, passing formation. And again, back to pass to Snyder. He looks and he'll throw, and he's got a man right there, and it's complete to Dave Brown. It's easy to pick up his number because he just came into the game. Dave Brown, who is actually listed as a backup quarterback, junior, makes the reception. They take it out over the 45-yard line to the 47-yard line, and it will be yet another first down for CB West.
Braun was the guy that played that night when West hosted Norristown here. Had a lot. West as a team really didn't play very well, but since then haven't lost. So Braun in the game, nice little reception, little 12-yard hook, and another first down for
Another
West.
passing formation for West. Single setback is Billy Lowe. However, he gets the ball and he breaks it out into the secondary, out over midfield, down to the east 45-yard line. I beg your pardon, that wasn't Lowe. That maybe that's Jason Williamson or Hannessy. Again, it's Hannessy. Okay. We're looking out on the field, take a quick look at the monitor, and you can clearly see it's Brian Hannessy on the carry. So close to a first down, an 8-yard carry for Hannessy. Gives him a second and short with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. You see Coach John Quinn pensive on the sideline, hoping his defense can put up a stand here. And no, it's Ben Snyder rolling left. He'll roll and he'll try to get to the sticks. Can't quite get there. Taken out of bounds after a gain of about a yard. It'll make it 3rd down, 1 to go. Snyder looked, he knew he didn't have a target to throw to, so he just carried the ball himself. Good play by Ben Snyder. Got a yard, he'll be close to the first down and make it 3rd and short.
A lot of times you see a guy running for a sideline in that first down marker, and the defensive guy really had a better angle on him. And what he does is he slows down for a second, gets the defensive guy to freeze, and then bursts back out there. Schneider just did that. Still comes up about a yard short.
3rd and short. Snyder hands the ball off, and carrying it is Brian Hannessy, and he'll have the first down as he's sealed off that left side again beautifully. And this drive is just, this is the kind of drive that just sort of takes all the air out of your balloon.
And you got to give credit to those 5 guys up front for West. 79, John Halba, Mike Gimbel, 76, Bill Lampton, the center, Randy Overstreet, and Jeff Gudicel. I know Lampton and Gudicel play on the other side of the ball, so those guys have been playing both ways and still showing a lot of stamina out there, driving guys off the ball.
See some of the crowd still here for the on the east side, as we have just a little over a minute to go in this 3rd quarter. Now we shift into a power I formation, and the handoff goes, and carrying the ball is Billy Lowe. And Lowe will take it down to the 35-yard line, gain of 5 on the play. So this, as I say, the reason I say this kind of drive takes the air out of your balloon is even if they don't score, they've taken it from the 17, their own 17, to 35, throwing 2 passes, but mostly just running it right at them.
And most of all, they've used up most of the clock here. I think they took over with about 8 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter, and probably only get 1 more playoff, and we'll be into the fourth quarter.
20 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. This, barring a pass, should be the last play of the 3rd quarter. Full house backfield behind Ben Snyder. Snyder with a long count. Hands the ball off to Jason Williamson. Williamson cuts it outside, gets close to the first down at about the 21-yard line. It'll make it 3rd and 1 with 5 seconds to go in the quarter, and that should wind up the 3rd quarter scoreless. However, West with the 21-0 lead. We'll change sides, take a break, and we'll be back for the final 12 minutes of this 25th Classic. Don't go away. And the 4th quarter opens with a big run by Jason Williamson down to the 20-yard line. Bob Friedman along with Tom White And Tom, as I say, they're just running it right up the gut with them. They got a fresh 4 downs now with that first down just inside the fourth quarter. Ball at the east 20-yard line. This drive starting at their west own 17.
Williamson again a good 12, 13-yard run, and this drive for West could be the nail in the coffin.
Single setback double wing formation. Ben Snyder. He's looking, he's going to throw the alley-oop pass, catching the ball and going in for the touchdown is Dave Roberts, and that may be the nail in the coffin, Tom.
What a beautiful pass by Ben Schneider. Just one step back, you just throw it for the corner of the end zone. It was a perfectly thrown ball. Roberts runs under it and just waltzes into the end zone for the fourth score for West.
So with 11:21 to go in the fourth quarter, Roberts with a 20-yard reception from Snyder, and now we have a new kicker in to try the extra point. Tim Funston. He kicks it, he belts it, and it's good. So Funston puts the kick through. And it's 28-0. Well,
this is a chance you see the East coach there waving some of the players off the field. You're down 28-0, 11 minutes to go. It might be a chance for East to try to get some of your younger kids in the game and give them a taste of this great battle. Especially your younger kids that are going to have to come back next year and play in this same game.
And again, we remind you the new Central Bucks West boys basketball coach Mike Power and the boys basketball staff will be running the first annual basketball clinic on Saturday, November 20th. Coach Power is looking for boys ages 8 to 15 who'd like to participate. The clinic will start at 9 o'clock a.m. and will run till 3 p.m. and you'll meet in the CBWS gym. Now, parents, the fee is just $20 and $15 for each additional family member. Register the day of the clinic and call 348-0581 for an application. That's 348-0581. Kickoff taken upfield and carried up nicely by Kelly Morishita as he takes it up to about the 35-yard line. And it is there, the East, 28 points down, will try to put some points on the board.
Looks like Quinn is going to come back with that first group, hoping they can get something started here, put some points on the board. You see Carlin coming back. And for Joe Carlin, this is probably the last time we'll see him in red, white, and blue in a football uniform. Anyway,
I'm see him on the baseball field, that's for sure.
Well, we saw him this year on a baseball field. He'll be there again this year in the spring. And I'm not sure if Joe plays basketball. I don't recall him playing last year for East. But he is a multi-sport player, and he'll be missed next year in this football program.
I think Coach John Quinn, first year was a learning year. This is still a learning process for him. He's trying to find a combination that can be a consistent winner. As you see John Quinn, he's got a lot of things that he's got to work against. Of course, he's up against a legend in the Bucks County, actually in Suburban Philadelphia football, Mike Pettin. But his teams have played better of late in the last several weeks. He seemed to play very well. He just came up against a real tough team tonight in West. Long pass downfield. He's got a man open. Oh, did he get him? No! Just too long intended for Brett Shaw. Shaw again had to adjust to the ball. Couldn't quite come up with it.
Well, you just saw the strength of Joe Carlin's arm. A good 30, 40 yards in the air. Joe Carlin. See Shaw coming back, and again, lots of air under that ball. Just wasn't able to find the end of the ball and put it away, and it'll be a second down and long 10 for East.
Got to tell you, a comment was made to be in the beginning of the year, and I'll tell you in a moment after this play. Single setback, Burley goes in motion. Back to pass, Joe Carlin. He throws good, hard throw. Morishita can't hold on to it. Ball may have been tapped away from him by Jason Williamson. Beginning of the year, right after we heard about the upset, Norristown defeating CB West. As you see Coach Mike Pettin and some of the reserves on the West team. somebody, and it wasn't an East fan. It was just somebody mentioned to me, said, you know, I know the West football program, they're going to have a lousy year this year, and they got nobody coming up from down below for next year. So they're really going to suffer. Well, they sure suffered, Tom. They suffered their way right into the districts again.
That's right. You're about 10 minutes away from having a showdown with Coatesville next week.
And a little counter handoff to Jason Carabin off his wingback spot. That'll get him about 5 yards, make it 4th down and 5 to go. And they will punt. But East, you know, every year you look, and they've had some great games against West. You played in some of the games. They had the game, as we mentioned, the game where they thought they had to win a big sack at the last minute, and field goal just floating wide to the left in that big game where Moylan was hurt as the punt is away. Low punt. Bill Lowe will take it to his own 25-yard line, and he'll try and come ahead, and he won't get much. But the games that you remember, the close games, the 8-7 game, there's a 6-0 game in this one. And you keep thinking to yourself, and I'm not rah-rahing for East or anything like that, but you keep thinking sooner or later the worm eventually has to turn if you're an East fan. This is not a bad football team. This is a very good football team. They're just up against a team that is coached, you've got to say, by one of the legends in coaching in the high school sports.
Well, you got to look now the last 2 years, and if you include this year, since there's been a district representative or a state representative from District 1, West has been involved in some way. First year they went to the states and won it. Last year they lost to Coatesville. They'll get another shot at Coatesville. So every year, despite what you think, they come up big.
Here comes Jason Williamson outside the 40, midfield, and taken down inside, and he's going to get 15 more for a face mask. So Williamson will take it down to about the 48, and then they'll tack 15 more on for the face mask. And as if it's not enough, now it goes from bad to even worse at this point, because they'll take it down inside the 35-yard line.
Yeah, a lot of times, you know, you're watching as a fan and you see a defensive guy pull a face mask. Most of the time, 99% of the time is not intentional. A lot of times you'll just grab for any piece of the guy you can get. Unfortunately, you end up with that mask in your hand and you're done. The ref catches you, throws a flag, which is the case here for Foy. Did a good job to take Williamson down, who looked like he might turn that corner and get even more, potentially a touchdown. So it's been a tough night for East.
Yeah, both teams have some good players coming back next year. Ben Snyder returns for West, as does Bill Lowe. Brian Taylor returns for East next year. So, you know, they've got some good skill people who will be coming back in that full house backfield for West. And it's Williamson with the ball. He's just hog-tied there. Matt Walker would not let him get up any steam at all. Brings him right down, sort of like a rodeo bull rider. Just wrestled him to the ground. But they do have some good players coming back, both teams. Adam Ratcliffe, the future is there. You got 3 more years to look at him.
And most of his brothers that played here at East, big guys, so he'll probably grow and get in that weight room and be even bigger next year and the years to come.
Backs in the eye. And rolling to the right is Ben Snyder. He's got some yardage. He flips it back. Oh, look at this. And going into the end zone. Let's see. Touchdown. Touchdown. Who was it? Was that Billy Lowe? Let's see who that was. Was that Williamson? May have been Jason Williamson. Maybe we can get a replay of it. Yeah, Jason Williamson for his 4th touchdown of the game. Oh no, excuse me, it wasn't Williamson. Jason Gattuso. All right, let's take it. We're gonna find out and see who it was on the touchdown. I'm saying it was Jason Williamson. Some people in the booth are saying it was Gattuso. Even the original It was in the far end of the field. You couldn't tell who. Well, we were both wrong. It was Billy Lowe. I was right on my first instinct. Billy Lowe taking the pitch from Ben Snyder. Funston makes it 35-0. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Prepared the slightest bit improperly, a dish of blowfish can be lethal. At Cote & Company, we like to think of any ill-prepared dish as tragic, which is why we carry all the things you need to do it right. Gunpowder mustard and olive spread, and pink peppercorns and garlic stuffed olives, and an exotic selection of goat cheeses and practically everything you need to make all your dishes to die for. Cote & Company, now serving prepared meals to go. Please call for business hours at 340-COTE.
America Rentals is there for all your fall cleanup chores, inside and out. Whether you're a homeowner or in light construction, the equipment is yours till the job is done. Items such as spiker aerators, log splitters, thatchers, rug shampoos, and much more. America Rentals wishes both teams and everyone a very happy Thanksgiving.
Well, we are really approaching blowout city here. It's 35-0. Yencha kicks the ball deep. And Morishito bring it out over the 20 to the 25, the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. He could go all the way. Kelly Morishito will go 90 yards for the touchdown. Kelly Morishito took the kickoff, broke the tackle at about the 25-yard line, and he comes back and he gives the ball. Let me see who he gave that ball to. Looks like Sean Dunn. Sean Dunn is on crutches on the sideline. Kelly Morishita scored and immediately ran over to the injured Sean Dunn, handed him the football, said, "Hey guy, I wish you were with us today. That's for you." Kelly Morishita, 90 yards, an electrifying kickoff return, and the Patriots are on the board.
Just did a good job to stay in his lane, got a couple good blocks, broke a tackle, and then it was pure foot speed, probably the fastest guy on the East team. One of Steve Barley's dreams, he said, was to beat Morishita in a 40-yard dash. And you can tell just by that burst, once he got by that last West guy, he outrushed everybody by about 10 yards.
Darren English will attempt to put the extra point up, as now it's 35-6. He'll do it out of Joe Carlin's hold. So Kelly Morishita brought the crowd to their feet. And I got to say this for the East crowd. They haven't left. They are still here. Try for extra point now. Snap's good. The place is good. The kick is up. And the kick is through. So English makes it 35-7. And a smile forms on Tommy White's face.
Well, you always want to see take a little bit of momentum away, and Kelly Morishita's made some big plays in a couple years I've had a chance to see him play. One of his players, I believe it was Joe Carlin, said in an article this week in the paper that he says, hey, if Morishita's about 6 foot tall, with his speed, he's probably definitely a Division I player, only being about 5'7", 160 pounds. You know, his future in college football is Division III or Division II.
I think Dick Bettison might not, or not Big Dick Bettison, Bill Manlove might not like to have him on the squad. Right down the road to Del Val. You're right. Size is the only thing that keeps him from physical size. You know, heart and guts, he's a Division I player all the way through.
And he has made some good defensive plays. He was down at a camp this year with Coach Quinn at Delaware. He put him in a big spot in the camp to play defense and did very well. And he's shown tonight that he can play offense and defense, as well as special teams.
Ryan Bauer kickoff. West looking at a possible onside kick, has their hands team in there, and Billy Lowe is back all by himself at the 15-yard line. Now they all go to the left side. Bauer will approach it, and he kicks a ground ball. And they turtle right there, and they hold on to the ball. Went right at one of the defenders on West, who just laid on the ball, and that was Jason Williamson, as a matter of fact. And West will have the ball right at midfield. As we have 7:40 to go in this ball game, those two scores took a total of about 8 seconds, rather. So, West will take over. A lot of clean jerseys in there now. Dave Brown, I believe, is in the game of quarterback. See if we can pick up the rest of the numbers before they get too dirty. Ball at the 49-yard line. Brown now the quarterback. And he hands the ball up. And carrying the ball upfield for a short gain is Nate Dominic. Nate, a 6'3", 205-pound senior, playing his final regular season game. Of course, Brown is a 6'2", 170 junior quarterback. You got to think Dave may be in a different spot next year, as they will need to fill voids, and he showed some good hands out on the flank there. So you may see Dave Brown actually out on the wing or the flank next year.
Probably see him play a little backup quarterback, but usually they like to bring a guy along that's a sophomore or junior.
Well, they have Luke Maroney, who's a sophomore right now. He probably will be the backup next year. The movement on the left side of the line is going to come back. As, again, new players, you have a little bit of anxiousness and anxiety, and one of the left side of the line for West jumped just a split second too soon, so this will move back 5 yards, and instead of 2nd and 4, it'll be 2nd and 9.
And there for West, our buddy Jimmy Jaworski, I believe he's playing center. We'll double check that, number 53.
He is. Also in the game is Ben Shea. See the scoreboard, tells the story right there. Ben Shea's in at one of the running backs.
And what turned out to be not a bad night. The rain really has let up since the start of the second half, and really doesn't seem to be raining at all right now. Field's still wet, but makes it a little bit easier on the players.
Greg Emmons also in one of the running back spots, lean back. Behind Dave Brown. Brown fumbles the ball. There's a scramble for it, and I think West got it. Now Brown came up with his own fumble. So it's 3rd down and 9, ball right at midfield. 6 minutes to go in this ball game. 35-7, West leading East. And I think we've seen the last of Ben Snyder and Jason Williamson and Billy Lowe and the first unit for the evening. They've played well.
Yeah,
Emmons now wings right. And the pitch goes to Shea. Shea behind Dominic. They'll take it to 50 to about the 48-yard line, and they will have to punt from there. So 4th down as East holds right there, and they will get the ball back as the clock runs inside 5:20 to go in this ball game.
Biggest point differential in the series in 1973. CBUS winning 48-6. That being the biggest difference in this 25-year rivalry.
Snap back. Gamble gets it away. Nice kick by Jason Gamble. Taken by Morishita there, and he won't break loose this time as he holds on at the 25-yard line. And just like last week, I had my daughter in here. I think your daughter is here tonight.
Yep, her and Danny White and Erica Blumgren have joined us in the booth.
Maybe we can even get a shot of them. We never know. See what happens. At any rate, 1st and 10 for East, the ball at the 25-yard line. Carlin gets it over to Burley around the right side. He's got some running room, gets it out to the 30, to the 32-yard line. Steve Burley with a nice little gain on the wing around again.
Burley, also a senior tonight, playing his last game as a Patriot. Really one of the better backs for East this year. Really done a good job playing offense and defense. And look for him maybe to play some football after high school.
We have whistles. West has called a timeout. So with 4:12, West takes a timeout. We'll take a timeout, and we'll be right back.
Furnace not heating like it used to? Get the Train 2-stage 80 furnace with a low speed for mild conditions and a high speed for extreme cold. It heats your home evenly, efficiently, and quietly. It's hard to stop a train.
At War Memorial Field in the counter handoff to Burley. He's going to get some good yards. He's going to get out toward midfield to the 47-yard line. Steve Burley off the wing-back counter. And a nice run by Burley. Gives him a first down, but the clock is the enemy now. Down to 4:04 in this ball game. Sticks are moved, the clock runs. Now back to pass to Joe Carlin. He's under a rush. Tries to avoid the sack, but cannot do so. He's making the play. Let's see who that was. Number was obliterated. He was 86 on the tackle. That would be Joe Goldsboro. Annie White not happy with that tackle. She's an East fan through and through. Pass goes incomplete.
Good pass of Carabin there, wide open just off his fingertips. It'll be a big third down play for East. Third and a long 17.
Third and 17, the ball back at around the 35 yard, excuse me, the 39-yard line, 40-yard line. Double wing, single setback formation. And again, they hand off to Burley. Burley's got some yardage again, gets outside. Oh, and a nice open field tackle. Nice open field tackle on the play. By number 26, I believe that is. That would be Dave Cesario.
Dave Cesario, senior, playing in his last game as a Buck.
And 4th down and 12. Now, of course, they're going to go for it. Back to pass Joe Carlin. He's avoiding the rush, trying to get away from the rush. He rolls, he throws, and it's too low, and West is held on downs. They'll take the ball over with 2:56 to go, and you got to think they could just about run that clock out, Tommy.
Yeah, just under 3 minutes. Look for West to get some of the younger players in, maybe a couple guys for East. We see some clean shirts coming in. See Matt Walker there. He's done his career for high school with the Patriots.
And a great career. It's been Matt Walker, Joe Carlin walking off the field, Kelly Morishita, Steve Burley. Our hats are off to them. They've had great careers for East. And they have absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. They played extremely well. Full house backfield behind quarterback Dave Braun. Braun hands the ball off, and carrying it for short yardage is Shea. So you're looking at the future of CBWest is Ben Shea. Well, not Shea. Shea's a senior. You're looking at Braun, some of the other players who are in the game who haven't got their jerseys completely dirty yet. Gavin McKay, he's a junior. He'll be back next year. Checking into the game now, Joe Patton, a junior. I mentioned Jim Jaworski, a junior also. Backs are in the eye behind quarterback Braun. 2:10 to go in this ball game. Handoff again goes to Shane, just going straight ahead for very little yardage. Is Ben Shea.
Tackle on its play by Brett Shaw. It's first bit of defense he's seen tonight. He started tight end for East.
And again, you take a look at some of the future of CB East and all, some of the clean jerseys in there as well. Brian Coverdale in. He's only a sophomore. He's playing defensive end, number 69. And the handoff goes to number 54. Our mystery man of the evening. You usually see a 54 running out of the backfield.
Sometimes in these games you get some of the younger kids and you just don't have enough jerseys, and you, as a kid, sophomore, you'll take anything just to get a chance to stand on the sideline and be part of the team.
It's 4th and long. We're inside a minute to go in this ball game. The outcome has long since been decided, but I'll tell you what, these East fans are the best. They're hanging on, they're cheering for their team, they're very upbeat, and it's the old East cheer. We'll get them next year. I'll take a delay of game, Will West, with 45 seconds to go in the game. And now Andy Cleveland checks into the game, and I guess they'll be punting the ball away here. Andy Cleveland, a junior wingback. Now they're going to go for a 4th down, just run the ball and let the clock run a little bit. In motion is Mike Titus. Pitch goes to Andy Cleveland. Cleveland cuts to the right, cuts inside. Won't get much yardage, and that will turn the ball over on downs. East will take it over with 37 seconds to go. And a reminder, one final reminder, that VHS copies of this event and all other Suburban Community Television sporting events, well, they're available through Suburban Cable TV. Call 345-5154, Monday through Friday between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. And you're watching Suburban Community Television, Channel 9. So East takes the ball over. And as we said that Morshida and the crowd have played the final game, final down, they have it. Carlin, 10 seconds ago, this could be the last play of the game. Pass goes to Carabin. He's up to midfield, over midfield, down to the 46-yard line. The clock runs out, and that'll do it. That'll do it. West goes to the District 1 championship game with a 35-7 win over Central Bucks East as the teams prepare to meet at midfield. A great game for West, a tough loss for East. We'll take a break and we'll be right back. Don't go away.